So I was filming Galatians. So I have to do an update because it's part of the story. And I don't know what I would call this part. I probably would call it the Holland system, because it has to do with how the Bible reached me. Somebody named Evan Holland, he gave me a Bible and he said, read Matthew to Revelation, one book a day through the whole thing. And as I've been doing that, things that are happening in the book I'm reading end up playing out actually as well. It's hard to have hope. I was watching the beginning of A New Hope earlier, and something had to do with a creeper like in Minecraft because of things I was journaling. Anyways, I end up getting a ride from somebody after somebody else just got a protein drink. It said 42 grams of protein on it. I end up hitchhiking a ride to go check on my friend that's at Kroger. And I've noticed too that conversation is coming more naturally, more flowy when I end up filming myself talking, because then it's like the recorded word. Now, I of course wish I was doing it all of the time, but I didn't end up doing it all of the time. And so I'm in this weird predicament where I keep thinking, oh, it's all over. Everything's over. I hitchhike with somebody. It's very natural. I'm just following what feels like the word, even though I'm looking at pine saw. I didn't know I was going to walk over to the pine saw, but I just took a screenshot of a picture of pine saw that was about cleaning, because filming myself feels like I'm cleaning this hopeless and lost feeling, cleaning this I don't have any mercy left, there's no grace of God, I've given it all away feeling, this I don't have faith that I'm redeemable feeling, that there's anything even trying to redeem me kind of feeling, that none of that's happening at all, or that I'm cleaning out an important part of me. As tomorrow's Sunday, I knew it was important on May 22nd when the Mandolorian and Grogu came out. I knew that was important. I knew on May 19th the Phantom Menace was important, and I knew on May 4th that was important. I knew 314 was important, but all of these things were important even before I had started paying attention to them back from the beginning of my life, because it seems like from the age 4 God's law was introduced. I think it's not random and the numbers matter. I think in Deuteronomy chapter 4 when it's saying God's law is introduced, I think that's when it is. Now, since I've read Deuteronomy 28, and I am 28, it's been non-stop of blessings and curses daily. So I don't know how to contextualize what I'm experiencing, but I know that it gave me kind of a false hope that the person I end up getting in a car with looks like Mando from The Mandalorian. And he's talking to somebody that's in Holland. And Evan Holland is who introduced this Bible to me. And he gave it to me on 4/8/12. They're all 4s apart. And then even in the Bible calendar that I have where you read it through in a year, it's on April 4th that you read Ruth, which is 4 chapters. And this 444 has been a number that's been reoccurring. Even my mom, who's always been helping me, is helping me in a way that I'm more receptive to, because I'm not listening to her as an authority, but I'm listening to the word as an authority, as I'm trying to become more receptive and open to what the word is saying, which is hard to follow and act in suit with, especially when I don't want to, and I want to act against it, even though every time I do, it sucks. And had I followed it, it always would have been way more fun. And I wish I had. It would have been great, because I've thrown away amazing opportunities by not following the word. And even now, I'm not really sure where things stand either. I just know that suddenly I'm in Kroger, and I was just in my room in that same stuck place, and I started filming myself talking, and now I'm in Kroger. And I don't know exactly what's going on or where I am in the time scales and the dopamine paths, because I'm not in the Word. Because I've been trying to be in the Word my whole life, and I keep getting stuck out of the Word and getting lost for seasons, for years, and things go drastically downhill. And when it does start to go back uphill again, it surprises me. But I can't ever hold it together and get it to stick. I can't ever get any kind of roots in again. The foundation's cracked. I don't know how to rebuild the wall. Exactly. I don't know how to rebuild that wall. But things prospectively are cool. They're happening faster than I expected they would. I don't enjoy everything how I thought it was, but it always surprises me. I start following it, and suddenly things start picking up and ramping up again. But I'm like, didn't it pick up and ramp up in the wrong way? Because you could be on the wrong side of the force, on the wrong side of the Holland system. Because we were supposed to read Galatians today. Now you have a bit of hope, because things that I watched and I'm experiencing are happening, but I keep trying to determine or dictate how it was I was supposed to have gone. Now what's nice about these is that I can make an entire video, and it's not just recording what I'm doing, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if I wasn't recording. So pressing the button down makes me more aware of this kind of dopamine tether pulley that seems to get me to do healthier actions rather than unhealthy actions, even though it is nighttime. Because I haven't even been getting up in the mornings anyways. So it's like wrestling for this dopamine path, and one's on one side and one's on the other. But Holland is a good sign. I like that. Holland's a pretty good sign. And there is something strange about filming. Jesus came up to me and he reached out his hand. And it was exactly like the frame of mind I had where I was sitting on the well looking at the statue, saying, have you been here my whole life and I never made it to you? You've been here my whole life and I never made it to this well? Where this dime says Liberty, and then right there at the bridge it says Liberty as well. It's been here all along. I've been here since 97, 28 years. This entire time, this statue's been here at this well, and I've never made it to you? How did I not make it to you? How did I not get out? Because this cleaner stuff is called pine saw. And when I hear pine, I think of the escape rooms. Now, escape rooms sometimes feel like the mechanics of escaping sin at times, because sometimes sin isn't in a vast plain field where you're running away from it. It's inside your own room or something, and you have to move all of these things over and connect all of these things in like this abstract Mojang style, but it's not abstract, there's a theme to it. And then soul is like your soul, but it's like the sun too, like you're cleaning like with the sun. Tomorrow's Sunday. Last week I was like, I have to take this picture, stay up all night and make it to this Latter-day Saints church. And now I'm like feeling that conviction again, but I'm talking about it with you as I'm recording, and I'm not doing it. But last time I was doing it within my head, but I wasn't even talking about it at all. I wasn't even making videos at all, and I don't even know how to feel about videos to begin with. It's hard to understand what's happening or how someone can be used, but there's people I realize that are being savvy on how the attention dopamine reward systems works, and so are kind of pH balancing the whole pulley tether. Is how I'm talking about it, but I don't even know if how I'm talking about it's correct. I just know that Galatians was what I was supposed to read today, as well as some other material, and I didn't end up doing it. I ended up sinning instead, and every time I end up sinning instead, it's horrible, because basically it's like, oh, what would have happened if you did what you were supposed to do is you would have found the video anyways, but you would have found it in the correct way, not in the impulsive way, at the right time, not at the wrong time. You wouldn't have done it in the wrong way, it would have been in the right way, and it wouldn't have gone as wrong as it did. You'd be in the right and not the wrong, and so it doesn't matter now because you're in the wrong, which can't be written right. There's no right to be written left out of the wrong. It's all wrong, wrongly, nothing to write rightedly written about it at all. That's how it is, because you had a sign of Jonah and you didn't listen, it happened and you missed it, and you're done now, and it's over with, and you messed up and it's all gone. And it doesn't matter if you're venting or talking out loud, because you're venting about things you shouldn't be saying or talking out loud at all. And it's like, still here because of the Galatians aspect, ended up being a part of it, because I tethered it back just to that book alone that I was supposed to be on. That was enough to kind of anchor it, and it ended up being a kind of tethered dopamine anchor anyways that I don't fully understand, But here I am talking about it, and what I'm going to say next, I don't know. It's just winding me up and getting me started. It's just getting me clean, and it's like there's so much to clean and do. It's going to be great, and it's pine saw, which makes me think like clean my room, or just like get to this place, stay there all day, making videos, upload them, and then be at the church ready to just talk and jam and be like, you know what I need cleaning is not staying up all night just sleeping in a house knowing I'm not gonna get there if I go back there. But like, you know what, the only way I'm gonna get to this church by now, what I've got, is if I just dang walk there, and if I make videos so I'm comfortable interacting with people, because it's the word that gives me power and strength, and it's the word that I end up being in. But I'm like, oh, you're not in it the right way. If you had been in it the right way, you would have been making it to the right place the way you're supposed to have made it to. Not in the wrong way, in the wrong way you're trying to make it there. Because you're inaccurate, you didn't make it, you didn't do it right. And I've had that attitude for a while now. Oh, you're messing up and you can't rely on God anymore because you've messed up, it's all over for you. And that hasn't been right. Oh, you don't have any more strength in the word because you didn't read it today, so it's all over and you messed up the whole sequence and it's all done, and there's nothing good in the word because you've messed it up entirely. Because you should have just had a ride, you should have just gotten there, you should have just had it to begin with, and shouldn't have messed it up, and shouldn't have made this video, and should have been doing all this other stuff you're writing about. And I have hope in Deuteronomy 30. I'm like, no matter how far out I go, I can get pulled back. But then I'm wondering, am I cut off? Because it's like you were presumptuous, not unintentional. That's a lot different. And you would have made it out and been following the signs all along, but you're making it about yourself and not the signs. And you're trying to make good come out of it instead of bad, when it's not you who does it, and you're making it about you and yourself, and you're saying so much and recording yourself, and you're not making it about the signs. Because if it was about the signs, you would have been doing it and have done it on time. And you're making it about what you're doing. And even now, as you walk around looking at stuff, you're saying it out loud, like you're FaceTiming, commentating on what it is you're talking about out loud, following the impulses, when you could have just been, you could have just been following what you're supposed to be following the whole time. And now you don't even know what you're saying. You're just talking out loud as you move in these patterns and these actions, thinking that I need to be aware of this stuff, this same stuff that destroyed me and caused destruction patterns before, where I end up leaving the Bible and my beliefs and the structures I'm supposed to be part of, the places I know I could have made it to and gotten to if I had followed the scriptures. And now I'm just venting about not following the scriptures, thinking that it holds value and contains any positive value of anything that I would look back on later at any point in time, that I would find any kind of value in this, any kind of positivity in this negative ventilation that's happening, where I am becoming the enemy by being weak to my impulses that are not helping me at all. Because I was learning to be controlled and be accurate in my obedience and adherence to the word as I was reading it, and I kept being weak and neglecting that, and was not fighting the evil forces that were on the opposite side, that I wasn't able to fully push on against, beat, and defeat. And I wasn't able to figure it out. It didn't make sense to me. And I keep thinking that I should have been able to do it all along, which isn't a feeling that's been exactly true either. And the thing is, is spinning sometimes is a good trick. But it's not that simple. And the simplicity of it is that it was important to be out in the sun, because Pine Sol is about the sun. I wasn't supposed to be out here at night eating cookies at this time, because I keep feeling like what I've done is done myself in and done it all over, getting myself addicted to dopamine tunnels that are not good for me. Because if I had followed the stuff correctly when the sign of Jonah was there, then the things that I would have been partaking in would have been chess with the spirit and people that it was important to be with, and I would be working on the tree again. There'd be hope in the neighbors in the future. There'd be hope again in the academy. It would have come back to me as more hope again. But I went and sinned on these critically important days the way I've been doing it, because I've been so weak against sin when it's mattered most. And sometimes it's these exact moments that God uses to teach you how to connect to Him, where you doubt that the good stuff He's teaching you on how to deal with the issues that you're having are in fact ways to deal with the problems you're having. It's through the failures and the bugs that you end up learning how to deal with the failures and the bugs, and you don't even usually get to those failures and those bugs until they end up happening, and until you end up having to deal with it, and you learn ways to deal with it that help you stop doing it so that you don't even keep doing it, and it's not even a problem, and you grow stronger from it and learn ways to move past the thing it was that you never should have even been doing to begin with. And it feels crazy because at the same time it's like you feel like you're gaslighting yourself about improvement, because it really does feel like this big destructive force field where everything's done and destroyed, and you're like, this isn't right, this is not what I was supposed to be doing, and this isn't the way I was supposed to be doing it. This is not how it was supposed to be happening. I'm destroying myself. I'm getting further away from the Word, and I don't understand it completely, because things are also happening that are validating the Word in ways that I can't completely explain or understand to its entirety, but it's happening, and I don't understand all how it's happening or all the ways that I end up getting used, but it ends up happening in that way that I don't understand. It feels like it's the wrong way, it's the wrong thing, it's the wrong time, it's not how it's supposed to have gone, not what you're supposed to have done, not what you're supposed to do. You're doing it all wrong. You're following the autonomic impulse stuff. You're not being intentional. You're not time blocking. You're not using the planner. You're not staying hydrated. You're going fast in the wrong direction. It's going to be a car accident. You're not being part of it. You're not doing it, and you had the time to do it, and you had all of the pressures so many times, and you're not listening. And so what do I do with this? What do I do with that? I guess talk to somebody about it.